So you're making content online and you've either already had a brand deal or you're looking to get your first one. Hi, my name is Daniel. I have 5+ years professionally in the creator economy space and over 13 years of personal content production online and offline. So these few tips are going to be what I've experienced when looking for creators online for a specific campaign in the influencer space. They will get your visibility up, make you more preferential to brands, and should also allow you to net yourself more deals. The first one, and quite possibly my biggest gripe with any creator, is not having your contact information readily available. There are spaces on all platforms where you're able to put either custom text or a specific email box. Fill it out. That's my main tip. You'll be surprised how many times I personally, and I know of others, who have found a creator that's perfect for a campaign only to see that they don't have an email listed, or the email is really hard to find. If you're a primarily YouTube creator and your email isn't available on YouTube and I have to go to your X account to find it, the likelihood is, yes, I will probably go and find it if you're a great fit, but you risk putting yourself on a list where it's really hard to get, or if it's a really quick turnaround campaign, you risk missing out because you don't have your information readily available. Make sure that your information is clear, whether that's an email address or you specify how you prefer to be contacted, whether that's through XDMs, Discord, whatever method is preferential to you. Just make sure it's clear and visible across all of your social platforms, because you do risk missing out on potential opportunities if you don't have that listed. Number 2, post frequently. This seems like a really obvious one, but brands are looking for creators who show consistency, show that they are constantly uploading and that the video is not going to be a one-off, post it and then not post it again for 6 months. Sure, that might be great. A load of people are coming to your channel and just seeing that new video and it's an ad. Fantastic. But half the time, the brand is going to see they haven't posted in like 6 months. Let's go with someone else who's posting a bit more frequently. Now, there are some asterisks to this. That being that if your content is for that schedule, so if you only post once a month, the video is super high quality, brands can recognize that. But also, if you post frequently, it allows brands and agencies to more accurately estimate your viewership so that you can get a fairer price. Also, you're able to price your content better because you know what is consistent. Just consistency. It's key for all social media platforms. Respond quickly. Now, I know for smaller creators who don't do this as a full-time job, it's really difficult. For even full-time creators who are massive, they typically have agencies or managers who are managing all of their contact information and they just get pinged with deals. That's great, that's ideal. But for the smaller creator who doesn't do it as a full-time job, who maybe already works a 9 to 5 and it's their 5 to 9, you can't check emails all the time. But if you're able to respond quickly and you're able to just, I'm not talking about an email comes in and then 10 minutes later you respond, but if you're able to respond within like a day, that's fantastic. Being communicative with a brand or agency that's looking to sponsor you for a video, stream, post, whatever it is, will put you in their good books, especially if you're really responsive. We love that. We love that. As an influencer and marketing expert myself, we love it. If you get back to us, especially if it's a really tight turnaround campaign and I email and then I get an email back the same day or early the next day, you're now one of my favorite creators of all time. Know your worth. Now, for a lot of creators who start content creation, they never even think, how much should I charge for this video? How much should I charge for this stream or this Instagram post? No one's thinking that when they start. Or maybe you are. If you are, great, you've probably already done your research and you know how much you're worth. But if you haven't, that's fine. You don't have to worry. Now, I'm not going to go into the details on what the market rates and standards are for different deliverables on different platforms. However, there is a video. Click the card, which I think is there, or scan the QR code on screen right now, and that'll take you to the video that'll give you an overview of pricing. Be professional. From personal experience, this is a big one. Being professional doesn't mean you have to reply to emails in a really fancy formal manner as if you're in an office setting in a Fortune 500 company. It's not what it means. But if you come across professional, being polite, obviously these seem like simple things, but you'd be surprised how many people just don't. So, be professional, be courteous, speedy to respond. It kind of goes back to that other point as well. But the more likable you are, the more campaigns you're going to get. That's basically it. If people like working with you, they're going to recommend you for more. So, it's simple really, but thought I'd mention it. You should be following up with brands that you've worked with already, or reaching out to agencies and brands that you haven't. If you've never done a brand deal before, reaching out to agencies and brands. By agencies, I mean influencer marketing agencies. Reaching out to those and saying, hey, my name's whatever your name is, whether it's your actual name or creator name. This is what I do. I'm looking for some campaigns. Do you have anything going at the moment? This is the type of content I make. These are my average views or posts, likes, impressions, whatever information you want to put, but typically views, impressions, engagements are the big three. Then put that and say, this is what I do. These are my rates. Open to negotiation if you are. If you really want to be stuck on your rate, that's fine too. But negotiation always helps. And sometimes they'll come to you with more. You never know. And then just say, I'd love to be thought about for some campaigns. Let me know if you have anything going. That's all you need to do. Typically, you'll get a response. If you don't, that's fine. But if you do, great. Now you're on their list. You're on their internal systems so that they know, if you're a TikToker, for example, there's a TikTok campaign, we're promoting a video game, it's this genre. They're a fit. They've emailed. I know they're available. Also, if you know your availability for sponsored posts, if you can say, I'm available, I post 3 times a week and I'm available for a post on Thursday, great. Or every Thursday is like held for sponsorships, perfect. They know that if this campaign needs to go on live Thursday, they can slot you in. Amazing. Niches don't hurt, but they can hinder. If you create content in a niche, it can be harder for you to match with specific brands. That's not necessarily a bad thing because you don't want those brands coming to you as well. Maybe you do for the money, but you typically don't, because if it doesn't mesh well, it's not going to mesh well with your audience, and then it's going to create a bit of a divide. However, niches can sometimes be really powerful. So, when it comes to niches, if you're a gaming content creator, for example, and you create exclusively strategy games, content around strategy games, fantastic. You might not get a brand deal for the next FIFA or a shooter or a sandbox world, but you are the ideal creator for strategy campaigns. So now that niche is working for you. The gaming industry seems to have the biggest range of niches purely because of the amount of genres there are. So niching down isn't a bad thing. It makes you more desirable for that specific type of game area, whatever type of content you make. But if you're able to include a bit of variety now and then, just try and consider it. Or if you have the time, make another channel that specifies that you do variety. And then if they come to you for a strategy thing, you can go, hey, that's great, happy to do that. But I also have this channel that does variety. Would you be interested in sponsoring a video there? You never know. You'd be surprised how many people would be like, oh, yeah, I have another campaign that I could work on with that channel. Great. Now this is last and certainly not least. It's a very simple one again, but I thought I'd mention it. Don't ghost a brand or an agency. Just don't do it. If you've been contacted and you reply and then you just stop replying, I know emails can get lost. I know life can get busy. I appreciate that. And I also appreciate that sometimes you might be interested initially and then not, but just follow up and say, hey, actually, I've had a think, I'm not interested. Just make sure you end the email chain or the Discord thread or the X DM on good terms so that you're more approachable the next time. If you ghost someone from an agency or a brand, you're probably not going to work with them again. It's very unlikely, but that being said, you might. Just don't ghost. It's a pretty simple tip, but again, you'd be surprised how many creators have not gone back after saying they were interested, and I've had to just go somewhere else. I've had to choose another creator who, again, would be a great fit, but I was interested in working with you, you didn't respond, so now I'm working with you instead. You miss out on a bunch of potential opportunities. If you don't want to do it, also reply and just say, hey, thanks for the interest, not interested on this one, keep me in mind. That's it. If any of these were helpful, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any other tips that you would suggest to other creators in the industry. Leave them below. Maybe we do a part 2 follow-up with your suggestions. And I hope you enjoy this type of content. There's going to be weekly videos. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if this is of interest to you. Thanks everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video.